Hey Zen family, I'm here today with Billy Bowman in Bowman,
Hi.
Texas. This is another fantastic jam with him. I want you guys to get to know him, come to his jam sessions. One thing I will tell you about him is I like to think of him as the ZJ. ZJ, who I see all the time, has told me that he likes to go to Billy's sessions because he always has the best combos. And he's like, if I go to Billy's session, I can steal his combos and use them in mine. And another ZJ that I've been to, actually in the choreo notes, had one of the moves and said Billy combo. So let me tell you, the others love the stuff he comes up with, and you will too. You'll never ever fail to be surprised. So I want you to learn a little bit more about him. How long have you been a Zumba instructor now?
I've been teaching for about 4 years. Started after I was working full-time as a manager at Albertsons. And I was like, I need something to do. I never worked out in my life. And so I was like, let me try this Zumba. And so I was so scared to do it because I was the only male in my class, and you have all these women who are like, who are you dancing? And I was like, I know how to shake it. So after that, they're like, you should become an instructor. And I was like, no, I'm scared. I don't do great in crowds. So it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So got trained in 2012 with Priscilla, and that's where it all started.
Did anybody talk you into going to your first class, or you just saw and said, I'll try, it's fine?
What happened was I signed up for the training, then the teacher that always teaches at my gym got sick and was out on surgery. And that weekend I came back after my training. I did B1 on Saturday, B2 on Sunday, and I had to teach class that Monday.
Oh wow.
And so the whole class, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it was a hard struggle, but I got over it, and then I started having songs that were the same every time, because the first couple of times I would change the whole song and it would be different because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was like I was forced to teach class because there was no other teacher at the time.
Oh, interesting. So what made you decide to go and take the next step and become a ZJ?
My first ZJ session was with Stephanie Hamilton.
Okay.
And I was like, what is this program? And it was right in the beginning where the program was first starting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I love what they do here. I love how they have choreography, you break it down, and you can't get it from anywhere else but that session.
Right.
And I was like, I want to do this. I was in band in high school, and I felt like I had some rhythm, and the one thing I was struggling with was I didn't know how to choreograph. I was like, yeah, I could, just wing it, but I was like, no, I want to just be the best and at what I could do. And I also wanted to cater to all those people who are just struggling with weight issues, and those people who are really fit who are like, I want a challenge. So I was trying to look for a happy medium to welcome all people to the choreography.
Right. So what I mean, did you start practicing choreography before you applied for it, or you just kind of like winged it and then did the application? What was your application process like?
The application process, I didn't know what I was doing the first couple of times.
Right.
I auditioned about 3 or 4 times, and I still have the videos on my computer. And the first time I did it, I look at my videos now going, whoa,
yeah,
like how I've improved. And it's and even back then, because now that I look back 3 years ago when I applied, and I'm like, these combos are like awesome. Why don't I use them now?
Right.
I mean, the combos were a little messier back then. I can make them more clear now.
Fine.
I'm like, I need it. But I keep that as a reminder, just to push on. Live your dream. If you want it, you just gotta not give up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've looked at some, because I used to tape myself before I stop using a song, because then I want to bring it back, and you're like, how do I do that? And you go back and look, and you're like, oh, okay. And I've looked at some old stuff I taped. I'm like, oh wow, changed a lot. How do you think you've changed since you become a ZJ?
I feel like I'm always changing. I'm always discovering what my niche is, what fits for me. I feel like one day I'm a dance hall kind of person, and one day I'm a cumbia. It just really depends on my mood.
Yeah.
And it depends on the music. The music could just change your whole attitude about things. So the one thing I learned is, by being in this role, is I'm always going to change.
Right.
And I'm never going to be who I once was.
Right.
And it's good to see that I can adapt and go with the fusion song.
Yeah.
And not be afraid to reach out for rhythms that I think I can't do, or that I think I don't want good doing.
Right.
So, you know, but my biggest challenge was dance. I'm like, I don't know how I can do that. And, you know, slowly but surely, it was just about pulling out rhythms that other DJs were not picking.
Right.
And seeing what I could do with them.
Right. Yeah, and getting out of that comfort zone, that makes you, I mean, that's, for me, there's a lot of things I'm not comfortable doing. I go to jam sessions and I'm forced to do them. I get more comfortable with my body that way.
Yeah.
So over time, then I start to warm up to it and I can eventually do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like you just want to like explore the different cultures of music.
Yeah.
I mean, Indian, the Caribbean. It's kind of like you always want to keep learning.
Yeah.
And that's and as a DJ, you're always gonna keep learning too. It's like you know, you go to other jammers, jam sessions or master classes, and you're like, whoa, where's that been? Or even other people's classes. Like when I go to like a Zen members class, I'm like, that combo.
Right.
I need that in my life.
Right. Yeah. You're always learning something new somewhere. What makes you choose a song for your sessions? How do you gravitate towards songs?
I look at, you know, the creativity I could put in a song. So basically, if it's like a rhythm I'm not comfortable with, I'll pick different kind of moves that just make you feel cool.
Right.
Make you feel like, you know, I can be smiling and all happy, and I can also have a good time and be kind of rough and just enjoy it.
Right.
So I like to pick songs that just reach out to the heart, and I like to pick songs that, out of the 4 out of the 5, at least one touch their hearts or change, you know, their life.
Right. Right. Do you, when you first hear a song, do you automatically envision the choreography? Like you're hearing, like, oh, I could do this to it, or do you have to like find a song you like and then think, okay, how do I make this work?
I envision it in my car while I'm driving from my training or from my sessions home. I'm like, okay, what can I do to this and that kind of stuff. And then I try it in class and I'm like, no, that didn't work. But I always have a backup plan. I always think of how to make it easier and how to just make it more fitness, how to make it more flavor, and how to do both.
And so I always feel sorry for the classes of ZJs because you guys have to try so much out to get it right before you take it to a session. So they're getting every time new choreography. Oh, wait, we changed the version completely. And they're like, what? What are you gonna do now? So I think it's always fun when you guys have to put your classes through.
It's like, surprise, new move.
Some jammers are known for always including a certain genre in their sessions. Is there anything that people can usually expect to get out of you?
No, it's usually different every time.
Yeah.
I go through phases. I've been right now in the Caribbean phase, doing dance hall, doing tropical. I'll go through a cumbia phase where I'm like, I want this electronic cumbia, I want to do this tribal. I pick songs that I love to do. And that I know the Zen members would love to do. So I don't really have a rhythm that you'll expect every time, but you'll get an awesome rhythm regardless.
Right, something different. Is there any rhythm out there that you haven't explored yet that you're wanting to get more into, that you're hoping to bring in eventually?
I'm really interested in looking in the African rhythms. I haven't explored that. I love the beat. I love the moves you can do with the African rhythms. I haven't found a song yet that I could do that with. But I'm looking for areas of rhythms I can use.
The African rhythms are usually very challenging because I went to a jam session with Carlos Garcia and he did a song about E Square and it had a really weird beat. I had the hardest time getting it because it's not a constant 1, 2, 3, 4 beat. It's got some weird off beats in there and how you hit it. And so it took me a really long time to grasp it and get it. So the African stuff is really fun, serious challenge to everybody. So I hope you bring it in. I can't wait to see what happens.
I know, me too. I'm excited.
What would you tell a Zen member who's never been to a jam session why they need to come to one?
I would say the great thing about coming to a DJ session is being able to meet the other Zen members in your area, or if you're traveling, to meet other Zen members. It's always good to connect with whoever you can in the Zumba world because somehow you're going to connect at some level with that person. Hopefully by where you're from, what you do, and we're there for one thing, we're there for the love of Zumba. We're there to continue our education and open our minds and our hearts to music and rhythms that you probably wouldn't do if you've never been to a jam session.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I always think of a jam session as like a live Zen volume.
Yep.
You're there, you can ask the jammer, hey, what do we do here again? You can ask questions, you can change it.
Yeah.
And the great thing that I love about jam session is I give you the blueprint to what the song is gonna look like in my mind. And when you walk out that door, it's gonna be different.
Yeah, tweak it.
And it's gonna be your own flavor.
Right.
Because I don't know the students that you teach to, and you do. So when you're like, oh, they're not gonna like this, I'm gonna change it. And that's the great thing about jam sessions. Is
Yeah.
you're going to improve yourself, you're going to improve your social following, and just be able to explore a new journey.
Yeah, totally. So there's some instructors that are very territorial about music. Like they don't want to have anything in their playlist that somebody else has. Why would you tell them that they should come to a jam session?
I would tell them because it's a good experience. It's a good experience to try at least one time,
Yeah.
maybe 2 or 3. And the great thing is every jammer is different.
Yeah.
I mean, what they bring to the jam session, you could compare it to the other jammers, but you really can't.
Right.
Because we all have a unique style, a unique thing that we do, and that makes us stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Everybody has something very unique. That's why I go to so many, because there's I mean, almost my entire class is into a jam session material, but then
Yeah.
I've used it from 10 different jammers, so everything looks very different. It doesn't have any kind of weird similarity between it. So,
Well, and
that's what's fun about it.
The great thing about going to mini jam session is sometimes you're gonna get double songs,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, we already did that song in so-and-so session, so what do I do? And that's when you're like, you can think of a Zen volume. It's like a one-on-one
Yeah.
mix of live. It's like, well, so-and-so did this song and he's doing that song, so let me put them together and
Yeah.
get a whole new song.
And you get the perfect choreo just for you.
Exactly.
Stuff you can do convincingly and pull off and look the best out.
Exactly.
So you've been on stage with Cass, and you've been on stage with Loretta, and you've been run a lot of people in the Zumba world, but if there's anybody that you haven't been around yet and shared stage with, who would you like to share the stage with if you could, anybody?
I would have to say Jenna Bostic.
Ah,
I always see her doing the Home Shopping Network
yeah,
promos for Zumba, and I heard she is a wonderful person. I would love to get to know her. That's, I think, like the last S I have not met.
yeah,
So it's like I would like to get to know her style and see who she is about and what she brings to Zumba.
yeah. So Jenna, if you ever see this, Billy Saul's a convention.
Yeah.
Get him to do something on stage with you, make him happy man, make his dream come true. So guys, that's it. This is Billy. Come to his sessions. He never fails to impress me. I mean, I'm telling you, he's picked songs and I've heard, and he sent the playlist out. I thought, I'm not sure about this. Then they come in and he shows the choreo. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this song so much now. And this happens almost every time. I mean, I'm blown away by it. He is amazing. You really need to come to his jam sessions. So I hope to see you all there. And remember, join the jam. Thanks.